Assalamu alaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. So, I wanted to just explain how salah, prayer, and how Islam talks about sabr, patience, has helped me. And there's this phrase in America called one bad day away from going to jail. That person's one bad day away from going to jail, meaning they're on the brink of snapping. And my mom has bipolar. She's always snapping. So she has to really be careful. And when we lived in Philly together, my mom could snap on people. And with years of drug use, if you get around drug addicts who are trying to be sober, they have a very quick fuse, especially if they did crack cocaine. And if you were a drug user and you have mental illness, your fuse is pretty short. So it's really gross that the secular liberal atheists promote drugs to people who have mental illness. And they make it as cool and posh. So with my mom, she's got that hot temper. My mom's tall. She's like 6'1" or something. She's 6 something. She's just a tall woman. Okay? She's taller than me, and I'm pretty tall. And she had to fight a lot in the hoods when she was using drugs. And my mom was not a woman who took disrespect. You said something sideways, my mom would knock you out in the street like a man. Like, she fights like a man. And she fights brutal. She's the type of person who would smash your face into the concrete until you had no more teeth. I never disrespected my mom. I always made sure that if my mom was having an episode, just gonna let my mom cool off. And then when she cools off, she's really just normal, chill, and relax. But I was thinking about how I have a hot temper. In the past, I'd fight in the street. I only lost one fight. A fat girl set on me. But I had a backpack on and she pulled my backpack from behind and I fell backwards and then she got on top. It was pretty clever. But other than that, I kind of had a short fuse too. I was always looking for something. I don't know if you've ever been around dogs, but sometimes you'll see a dog where you put him in the pen with the other dogs, and it's almost like this dog is got his nose in the air and he's looking for another dog to punk. You can see this a lot in the animal world. You can also see it in humans, but in humans you kind of see the arrogance and the cockiness. That's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about like how the alligator swims in the water. He's just looking, like he's ready, but he's also just holding still. I'm just trying to explain the type of consciousness that I had. And I was always working on myself, make sure that no matter what happened in a gas station or what happened at anywhere where some crazy person is going to try to verbally come at you, to just be like, gotta be careful. But salah really helps prayer. Being disciplined, it re-centers me. Like, I focus on my prayers, I have to go do it, and then saying the words, going through the motions, it settles the heart down, right? And then with sabr, with patience constantly being mentioned, right? This has gotten me to realize that you can't let everyone get your goat. Doesn't mean you're a pushover, a hippie pacifist, a worm who gets stepped on. No. Rather, you wait until it's the right moment to strike, when it's with justice, and when it's in self-defense, and when it's honorable. You see what I'm saying? And sometimes you just gotta let a crazy person ramble. And so Islam has helped me see that it keeps that philosophy of one bad day away from going to jail at bay, because you're refocusing yourself through prayer, and through that spiritual process of prayer, you calm down, you get in the mood, and you refocus, you remember Allah, And then you realize life is short and that it's just a shaitan testing you, and that you have to do your best and resist getting in trouble with the law, getting in trouble with the weirdo in the street who's not worth it. You gotta really pick your battles, in a sense. And so I like how patience is a really big part of Islam, because it keeps you out of trouble. And it reminds us, especially myself, that when someone confronts you, you have to be patient, focused, checking out what they're about to do, and to know when it's the right time to turn and walk away, and when it's the right time to hold your feet firm, but just kind of be silent. And other times where you have to be like, what? You have to know the balance, and I feel like Islam gives us that. And so I feel like more people in the hoods who are struggling with mental illness, with anger problems, with insecurity, with addiction, lack of community, if they started praying, doing their prayers, 5 daily prayers, and they actually started listening to the sheikhs when they talk about patience, and when you look at how patience is a big focus in Islam, and how it really disciplines you. It's it puts you in a sense of weightedness, like iron, and it's a process. You get there piece by piece, day by day, step by step, incremental. The transformation happens. And I really have benefited from it. So I hope that more youth, especially those who are struggling to leave gang life, can see that if you just do your prayers and you really focus, you watch your breathing, you pronounce things correctly, you focus on reciting the Quran during it, you focus on new du'as that you learned, and you seek forgiveness in each prayer, and you push through any type of slothness, this will help you to be more steadfast, more disciplined, and that in turn, by the permission of Allah, helps your mood and helps you to realize that you don't want anything getting in the way of you doing more good deeds and earning your way into paradise. And that if you're going through a tough time, you don't wallow in nihilism and cynicism and blame Allah Azza wa Jal for your issues. Rather, you turn more to Allah and you seek a way out, and you seek relief, and you earn that relief. You don't turn your back, use drugs, and let loose all your anger upon somebody who provoked you but maybe didn't deserve all your wrath. And so the patience that has been displayed by many Muslims and by people suffering tough poverty, the warriors of the past, the companions, you begin to say wow, those were testing times. Just having the patience to do prayer in the heat or in the cold or when you don't feel good. And right now everybody during Ramadan having patience with their hunger is quite amazing. And so I feel like that's one way in particular that Islam has helped me to regulate quite a lot. And so hopefully, little by little, I can get my mom to see, hey, try doing this prayer. And it's really important for young men as well, because they have more testosterone and they got that hormonal energy going in. So it's really important for them to have patience, especially when they get to high school, and bullying and thuggery and popping off from 0 to 100 real quick, as Drake says, causes quite a problem. Gets you with a criminal record. So if we have the honor culture of Islam of patience, not worminess, not pacifism, not here, let me give you my cheek so you can slap it, and get them to slap it. Slap, 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 slap until you're slap stupid. No. You have a right to say no. And it's not like that loud, like, it's not the Conor McGregor patience. It's definitely like the Habib patience. You know, even though he did snap and get out of the cage, but still, even that is more of a mellow response than Conor's constant trash talking, right? So you get to see all of these different examples of sabr, of patience. And so hopefully all of us this Ramadan and onward can really try to turn our bad days to good days and think before we act so that we don't go to jail, right? Especially in the public. There's a lot of crazy people now. A lot. We need more mental asylums. But as liberals try to legalize, tax, and regulate all drugs, there's going to be a lot more people who have mental illness and are functioning addicts who are going to test normal people in front of their families, test women when they're on the bus alone, when they're on the subway, you know, when they're trying to get into their apartments, when they're trying to take the groceries into the house, you name it. We have to have patience with the crazy ones, but not be pacifists, right? To know when it's time to unlock that jaw, as they say. So, hopefully you're having a good Ramadan, and let me know what you think.